Okay, we're set to go.
All right, good morning, everybody. It's September 15th. This is the fire weather briefing at 9 a.m. My name's Dana. I'm in Seattle, and Jeremy will be with us in Spokane. Just as a disclosure, this meeting is being recorded. By joining and participating in this session, consent is being given to the recording. Please keep cameras off per NOAA Privacy Act statement. All righty. So first off, let's see, we don't need the lightning strikes from yesterday. So basically, looking at the fire weather summary for the upcoming week, the problem on the west side is going to be our easterly wind event coming up tomorrow. That'll turn the flow offshore and dry things out, and we'll go into more detail about that here in the call. How about for the east side, Jeremy?
For the east side, we still have some showers today, mainly over northeast Washington and into North Idaho. And then really we have low concerns for the much of the week, but we will be warming up and drying out and may see the ridge start to break down around Saturday, bringing warm, dry, breezy conditions. So that's our next elevated day for the east side.
All righty. And satellite imagery wise, you can see things are pretty clear over us. That little upper level ridge right here is actually going to induce a thermally induced trough at the surface to come up and turn our flow offshore. Doesn't look like much going on the east side, Jeremy.
No, just the low pressure system is that you can see on the map there over North Idaho. That's going to be moving out of the region today.
All right, you want to talk about the radar here, Jeremy?
Yes, so there are still, you can see on the morning radar, there are still some showers coming around the backside of that low over North Idaho and across eastern Washington. So that's going to keep our humidities up quite a bit today. And it won't be until tomorrow for those areas till we see the significant warming and drying.
All righty. And let's go to the hazards. So here in Western Washington, we do have a fire weather watch up for the areas shaded in the light orange. The watch is for tomorrow. This morning, we will be discussing whether to upgrade to red flag warning for these areas. The initial kind of investigation of the situation is we might be able to drop the zones close to the Puget Sound out, as the east winds are going to be mainly in the Cascades and just barely getting out of the foothills, but that's just an initial analysis. We'll do a little bit more detailed one as we go into the later this morning into this afternoon. On the east side, Jeremy?
There's still air quality alerts out until further notice for Chelan, Ferry, Stevens, Pend Oreille counties, but we're going to be coordinating with the ecology this morning and see if those are still going to be out, as air quality has improved over much of those areas this morning.
All righty, taking a look at the weather, and for this day one here, we'll go to a chance of wetting rain, Jeremy.
Yeah, so there is still some moderate rainfall falling out of some of these showers, so potential for some wetting rains today over North Idaho and far northeast Washington, but the rest of the Washington's going to be drying out.
All righty, and then day two is going to be the problematic day over here in Western Washington. You can see from the high temperatures, the offshore / easterly flow is going to push our high temperatures well above normal. That 84 in Seattle, it's pretty rare for us to get a day 85 or warmer. In the latter half of September into October, on average, it only happens about once every 3 to 4 years. So we will be unusually warm and dry. And if we look at Well, first let's go to the high temps on the east side, Jeremy.
It's going to be much warmer on our side as well. Well, short of records. Our records are in the 90s this time of year, but still much warmer tomorrow compared to today.
And then here's what's going to be our problem tomorrow. Those east winds are going to dry things out. You can see on the west side, we've got some pockets, especially in the foothills and coming out of the Cowlitz Valley into the southwest interior of RH values, minimum RH values, dropping below 30%, which is one of our red flag warning criterias, along with the possibility of the gusty winds. Looks a lot drier on the east side, Jeremy.
Yeah, RH is getting down into 25 to 35% for much of the region.
And wind-wise, you can see here on the graphic on the right, you can see the peak wind gusts. You can see those easterlies coming out of the Cascades for us here in Western Washington and the main area in King and Pierce County. There's another little maximum down there coming out of the Cowlitz Valley. And so this is the reason why we're considering red flag warnings for tomorrow. On the east side, Jeremy?
On the east side, we'll see a switch to east to northeast winds as well. Not as strong as the areas there on the west slopes of the Cascades, but still some breezy northeast winds, especially across the Columbia Basin.
All righty, and we move on to day 6. You wanted to talk about day 6, Jeremy?
Yeah, so Saturday is our elevated day, and you can see high temperatures are going to be well above normal in the mid 80s to even a few low 90s across much of the region. And then if we go to the min RH for that same day, you can see relative humidity values down to 20 to 35% for much of the area, and then the winds are going to be picking up out of the southwest. It doesn't look like anything too crazy at this point, but still a long ways out. So something we'll be keeping an eye on and fine tuning as we get closer. Back to you.
All right, thanks. And let's go to the trends. We'll start off here on the west side, and I'll just pick a couple of sites here near the Cascades. Here in Marble Mount, you can see that spike in the high temperature tomorrow, 85 degrees, very much above normal, and the RH values getting down there in the low 30s. If we go farther south, for example, around Mount Rainier, same scenario, warm, dry, RH values dropping down around 30%. And on the east side here, let's find Dry Creek. There you go, yeah. Jeremy.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so this site is actually within the Sugarloaf fire perimeter, so a good site for that fire. And you can see the warming trend through the middle to end of the week. High temperatures getting up to around 80, even at 3,200 feet elevation, and relative humidity dropping down to near or below 30%. And that's going to persist for several days until later on into the weekend and early next week, when you can see the cooling trend there as that high pressure ridge begins to break down. And then go ahead and move on to North Idaho.
Yep, there we go.
Yep, so Hoodoo, which is a lower elevation site, but you can see temperatures getting up closer to upper 80s, around 90, and those humidities dropping down to around 20% for several days. So this, while we are seeing some wetting rains today across and yesterday over parts of North Idaho, we are looking at conditions drying out again. And that's it for here.
All righty, and just a quick look at the 8 to 14 day. It was actually issued yesterday, but you can see here on the west side, it does look we'll be transitioning into a little bit more typical fall pattern. It looks like a upper level trough is going to set up off the coast. There's a little bit of uncertainty on just where the trough is going to set up, and if it sets up a little too far west to have the systems remain intact as they come into Western Washington. But we're not looking at any warm temperatures, and certainly with that pattern, even if we don't get a lot of rainfall out of it, we will be in onshore flow patterns and be plenty moist here on the west side, even without any precipitation. Any comments on the 8 to 14, Jeremy?
Nope, I think you covered that well.
All right. I think that's the end of the presentation for today. We'll turn off the recording and answer any questions